Thank you so much for attending my presentation about Effie, a unit from Fates, playable on Conquest and Revelations, and before we begin, there needs to be a brief disclaimer. In this video, I will not be taking potential as parent or anything gained from marriage or friendship into the equation, as I both don't think it's part of what the unit can provide for your team by itself, and if I were to discuss everything a unit could gain from marriage or friendship, this video would be 2 hours long. With that being said, let's talk about Effie's traits. Effie joins you in Chapter 7 of Conquest and Chapter 14 of Revelations. Her main claim to fame is her ridiculously high strength growth of 80%, which, when coupled with her personal skill, allows her to dish out some truly staggering damage numbers. In fact, when invested in, she can become one of the best units in the game for dealing with samurai and ninjas, as she will be so powerful that she'll likely defeat them in one hit. Without the aid of friendship or marriage, Effie's only reclass option is the Troubadour class line, which suits her terribly. This means she relies heavily on her base class line and the promotions of Great Knight in general. Thankfully, both play to her strengths. Effie can gain Luna and Armored Blow from Great Knight, further increasing her potential damage output as well as decreasing the damage she might take when initiating attacks. However, by far the best skill she can learn is Wary Fighter from General. This removes the ability for both Effie and her target to double. This isn't much of an issue for Effie, as she won't be particularly fast when looking at her class line to begin with, but is much more detrimental to any foe who wishes to challenge her and can be instrumental in allowing her to survive in combat against mages. As an extra bonus, she gains Pavize from going into General. While not as helpful as Wary Fighter, it is nonetheless a useful skill and one Effie makes great use of in her arsenal. Of course, all of this applies to her conquest viability, and it's unfortunately time to talk about Revelations. In Revelations, much like the vast majority of units, Effie is significantly worse. She doesn't get hit nearly as bad as units like Laszlo, Perry, Niles, or Odin, but is nonetheless a terrible investment due to a significantly later join time and ineffective playstyle for the root. However, this is true of most units in Revelations because, as we all know, Revelations is horrendously balanced. In conclusion, Effie is a strong unit and potentially worth investing in Conquest due to her early join time and obscene strength growth, if a bit one note due to her very simple playstyle. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.